I want you to talk about those 5 important topics they should focus, like both these categories, the beginners and intermediate. How much grammar is needed for them? One is the beginners, that means as we discussed A1 and A2, and other one is intermediate. What is your opinion, ma'am? Which category is better, like learning grammar and then going forward, or focusing on speaking and simultaneously learning grammar? Just imagine yourself as someone who is not even able to maintain basic hygiene, right? You are not taking bath, you're not having good attire, and you are just in a very messy way. If you wear these ornaments, how will you look? It is not going to
Right.
help, right?
Right.
So if you have good afternoon, Manju ma'am.
Good afternoon, Vinny. How are you? Looking so fresh. Oh my God. And this pink color suits you a lot.
Oh goodness. So far I got a compliment that red color suits me, but today it's pink. So I'll be wearing these two colors now.
Yes.
I'll try to wear these two colors more.
Right.
Thank you so much, Manju ma'am. And since it's Navratri and we are surrounded with that vibe, that
True.
environment, and that is
Mhm.
why I'm looking like this, no other reason.
Yeah, the spark of Navratri is on your face.
Yes.
Right. Are you observing a fast today?
Not really. I'll be observing 2 fast in these 9 days. Earlier, I used to do all 9, but not anymore.
Okay.
Yes. So, what about you, ma'am?
All good, all good. Everything is going well. And whatever, I mean, since morning, the things were on my plate. I have
Hmm.
accomplished everything. Looking forward to a few more commitments. Okay.
Amazing. How strengthened it feels when you accomplish your commitments. May I know a quick answer? Although we have completely started with a different conversation, but I would like to get
It's
this
okay.
answer.
It's okay. Actually, what I feel, Vinny, whenever, like whatever is there in my mind that for today the target is 1, 2, 3, 4, or as many numbers of sessions or anything. If I accomplish those things, I feel that my day is productive. I got up with the positive vibe and I completed my everything. So I stay positive throughout the day. If somewhere I miss something due to any reasons, maybe due to my health, due to uncertain guests, okay,
Unforeseen
so
situation.
I feel that somewhere something is lacking. I could not do justice with my work. This is what I personally feel. Although I don't take it like taking classes as if a burden. I just enjoy doing it, but I don't want to miss any sessions, any classes, because I feel, for me, I'm a retired teacher. Okay, but those who are taking classes, they are working people, and they get some time of half an hour or 35 minutes with a great difficulty.
Absolutely. Yeah. And respecting their time, I believe, is our responsibility, because
Right.
time management, I believe, is the greatest asset. And to be honest, Manju ma'am, at present, I'm working on it. So I can totally understand how important it is to optimize and manage your time effectively. And not only respect your time, we should respect the person who is waiting for us, who is willing to join
True.
with us. We should respect
True.
their time as well.
Very true. Very true.
So I was late by 4 minutes for this particular session, but I had that regret, right?
No, my concern was just like I have 30 minutes. So
Hmm.
all 30 minutes should be for
Effectively utilized.
Vinny's
Yes.
channel. Okay.
I feel elated to welcome you here. Why? Because we hardly get such personalities who can really add value to or people's life. And I believe you are one
Thank
among
you so
them.
much.
And I'm
If
sure,
you
I'm
consider
assured,
so.
yes, you are going to add a lot of value to my session, to my life, as well as to our learners. And I don't want to, I should say, waste even a single minute of these precious minutes. And I want to make the most of it so that all the viewers, all the learners watching this video should feel that today we watched something interesting, meaningful, and at the end of the day, they should thank themselves for watching this. And thank you
Oh,
and me as
so
well.
sweet.
Right?
Thank you so much, Vinny,
So,
for
one
all your lovely words.
And let's get started. So let me give a quick highlight. What exactly are we going to do? So as we have our grammar queen here, so of course some questions are going to be around your niche, that is grammar, and some other questions. Although I wanted detailed answers, elaborated answers from you, but I think time won't permit. So whatever you think is sufficient, we can just restrict our answers till there so that we can cover many things. Right? So shall we start?
Oh, yes.
Ma'am, I want you to please introduce yourself, first of all.
Oh, okay. So let me introduce myself for your viewers. My dear, all the viewers, those who are going to watch this video on the channel of Vinny. I'm Manju Mishra, connecting to you all from a small city of Uttar Pradesh that is called Lucknow. Okay. Okay. And by profession, I'm a teacher. And I dedicated my 35 years actually to the field of education as a teacher. And now in my retirement, just to keep my passion continue, I can say, I conduct online classes. So that's how I'm helping my learners. Apart from this, if you ask my hobbies, so I'm a mellophile. I love listening to music. And also I have a great interest in gardening too.
Okay, lovely. Glad to hear. And you have got such interesting personality. Why? Let me tell you. So, you know very well, in this space where what we call social media, we come across various people, ma'am. But this is what I feel. I usually or I commonly get attracted to people who carry a vibe that matches mine, that who carry that vibrance, that zeal, that enthusiasm to do something or help someone. And that is how I could connect with you. And just a shorter interval, I think we connected really well. And today, that is the reason we are here together. Always keep this level of your enthusiasm, zeal to help others always up. It's great to watch you like this.
I'll try my level best. I do that. Although my family members, they don't want me to work because they have seen me, my children very especially. They always tell me that, Mama, ever since we have opened our eyes, we see you working all day long because you know they're working in a private school, like they squeeze you for anything. But I enjoyed that journey and I want to enjoy that throughout my life. And because of that, I'm doing that. So your wish will be accomplished, I feel so, because I want, ever since I have energy, I'm not going to leave this. No, because this is the time, nobody has time for you. This is a very practical thing that nobody has time for you. You have to find means and ways to make yourself engage or entertain yourself in any way. Okay, so this is the thing I feel that I enjoy and any teacher would enjoy.
100%. And ma'am, there is one more thing, no? So what I have seen these days, if you consider females or maybe individuals of your age group, at that time when it was their time to work or do something, due to some circumstances, they couldn't. Right. But at your age, if you really get into conversation with them, you'll find that they are regretting that thing a lot. Like I find them regretting this a lot and finding ways to keep themselves engaged, occupied, entertain themselves. So I get a lot of people who say, please suggest what we can do at this age. And they are hardly left with options. And even if they have options, they don't have that zeal to go forward with it. So the options are really limited. So I really want to appreciate you for that as well. Now coming to the questions, ma'am. So if I start with the first question, as already mentioned, our questions are going to surround your field as well as some other things. So other things we have already discussed. Now, I wrote, one question and you already answered that question somehow.
Okay. What was that question, by the way? What did I answer?
I'll be asking once again. Okay. No worries.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe at the end or close to end. So, ma'am, the first question which I have is, so this is for the clarity of learners. Okay, this particular
Right.
question.
Hmm.
So, ma'am, if we consider 10 learners, if we take a batch of 10 learners, what happen is you also might have experienced like 5 out of them you will get who say that, ma'am, please don't teach us grammar, and we want to work on our fluency, we want to work on our speaking part, and we are not really interested in grammar, please. And they find it as a conventional method of learning. Number one, out of those 10, 5 we get who say, ma'am, we don't want to straight away jump to speaking and talking and communicating. Please help us clarify our grammar, our basics. Right? So these are the two categories. For example, if I
Right.
talk about two people with whom I got an interaction with, they considered that they spent 1 to 2 years in just learning grammar, and they called it as a waste of time. Whereas others may have some other opinion, I have some other opinion. What
Right.
is your opinion, ma'am? What do you think? uh, which category is better, like learning grammar and then going forward, or focusing on speaking and simultaneously learning grammar?
Actually, it's a really very valid question, and we have both kinds of learners with us. Whether some students they certainly say that, ma'am, we have studied grammar till class 10th. So we do agree that they have studied at least till class 10th. So basic grammar is already somewhere there in their mind because they have covered those topics when they were in junior classes, and especially when they prepared for the board examination. Okay. For such people, those who have really learned grammar well till class 10th, certainly for them, they can start speaking. If still somewhere grammatical errors are taking place, some feedback if they get from the tutors, that's here you went wrong, the tense was not appropriate, or the verb was not being used correctly, then certain feedback and then correction is important at that time. But are we talking about such people? Yeah, I uploaded one video day before yesterday, I feel. She's a retired government teacher. And she told me that, ma'am, I started learning English from class 6. Alphabets, I was introduced in class 6. Okay. So now you can understand, you compare class 6 students, today's class 6 students, and if she started alphabets in class 6 that time. So these two things are quite different. If you are asking me, I was not in that period, that era where I had all these things accessible like internet and mobile and social media and YouTube, through which I could have heard something and could have grabbed something.
Agreed.
That was not the scene. So all those who are of my age somewhere, and they are trying to learn English, some are learning because their children are abroad,
True.
and sometimes if they have to go. Some say that my grandchildren do not know Hindi. So I have to at least learn some level of English so that I can manage with them, I can interact with my own grandchildren. Okay. So such people, how will they learn? How will they learn?
True.
Because age of 50 or 55, if they start learning these things, what they studied 40 years back, do they remember all those rules? Do
Not
they
at
know? If they know, then certainly it's perfectly all right. They can switch to speaking, and they should think of accuracy later. When we talk about accuracy, means grammatical portion. Whether they say I didn't went or I didn't go, they will understand later. Okay, that I was wrong or right. That can be taken into consideration later. But grammar is actually important for sounding like native speakers, because everyone's aim is that within short span of time I should be fluent enough and I should speak like native speakers.
This
Their
is a new
aim is
culture.
not to
I
learn
think
English, manageable English. They want to speak like native speakers.
natives.
And then without
Yeah,
grammar, I don't think that you can speak like native speakers. You have to know certain things, at least in which tense you want to describe something. Do you want to say I went, or you want to say I will go?
I will go.
Yeah. Whether you are talking about the day which passed or which is going to come. So for
Absolutely.
that level, grammar is important. Certainly, those who have been watching, those who have enough time, opportunity to watch and have time, sufficient time to listen to something, then listening and speaking certainly helps.
Help.
Certainly helps. Yes, it helps a lot. But after once you start speaking, after certain level, you want to like enhance your level, your skills, and there lies the role of grammar, which is
Agree.
important. So if they can do simultaneously, like listening, speaking, and
And practicing
rectifying,
grammar. Yeah.
practicing, yeah. So
Ma'am, there is
that's the
one
best
thing.
way.
So
Hmm.
sorry. As you
Yes,
mentioned,
yes.
that people these days they are just willing to sound like natives, right? They say, "Ma'am, I
Hmm.
want to sound like a native speaker." Even
Yes.
you'll find a lot of people who think, right? They speak like a native speaker and they call themselves as advanced level speakers. They call.
Right.
But you'll find
Right.
these mistakes, what you said, that I went or I will go, even in their speech. Although they consider themselves as an advanced level speaker, but these mistakes, what you were talking about, it is found in their speech as well. But somehow they have developed confidence. But as a teacher or as someone who is easily able to judge it, it sounds awkward. Although it is very much comfortable for people as listeners, but for someone who is able to analyze and judge those errors, it is little bit. Some days we feel like, okay, they call themselves as advanced level speakers, still they are making these trivial errors, we can say.
Right. Right.
Right. So yes. And ma'am, as you mentioned about these two levels, for example,
Mhm.
let's consider your entire speech, bifurcate the entire speech into two groups. One is the beginners. That means, as we discussed, A1 and A2, and other one is intermediates. Right. So, ma'am,
Mhm.
if we get a person, if there's someone who's watching this video and they find themselves, ma'am, I am at a stage where I can hardly speak words and not even able to make sentences. That is one level.
Right.
So, what do
Hmm.
you think? How much grammar is needed for them? And if there is another person who is good enough, he's able to make sentences, he's able to understand everything, but he just needs that fluency. So, what level is required for him? And, ma'am, there is one thing I want you to talk about, those five important topics they should focus, like both these categories, the beginners and intermediates.
Right. Okay. When you talk about beginners, where you said that they are not even able to frame sentences.
Hmm.
So for them, I think subject and verb, if they learn these two things, they should start with imperative sentences. Shut the door.
Door.
Give me water. Even me is missing. Give water. That's also okay. Fine. Give water. Okay. And then later they can add something more. At least they should know verb. If baithna, uthna, rona, gana, hasna, how to say in English. So they should learn verb, action words.
Hmm.
First thing, then joining those words like subject and then verb. Then later comes subject, verb, then object, then maybe subject and predicate, that how long predicate you can add with the subject. That's how they can learn.
Learn. True that.
Okay. And 5 points, if you are talking about beginners, what they should keep in their mind. So I think first thing, as I already told you, words, any type of words, everything in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the washroom, which they come across, they should know. If they want to speak in English, they should know the English words of those things first. And then coming to the verb, daily actions, whatever we do in daily chores, those action words, and then combining them. So first thing, words are very important.
Absolutely.
Then just words, it doesn't mean that you learn those words. Use those words in your sentences, whether by thinking, by writing. After thinking and writing, must speak. Speaking is a must. No matter how much we read, no matter how much grammar somebody teaches us, it's not going to help us to speak anything. So speaking is important, but initially with subject verb, then something else.
And predicate.
Then how to improve vocabulary and grammar is important or not. These two aspects are again
Important.
so for vocabulary, listening also helps, but if you are listening actively. So active listening is important, not passive listening, like doing kitchen work, doing some work at home, and then some video is on, and you consider yourself that half an hour I heard something in English. So it you heard, you didn't listen.
Listen.
Okay. So hearing does not work. You have to sit, you have to listen to it actively. May it be 5 to 10 minutes only, but that should be active listening. And then if you, while listening you find something difficult, some structure, some words, stop the video, write down. That is also because I have heard this, that one time of writing is better than 10 times of reading.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's better to write once, and after writing, think of that how many sentences you can make out of that particular word. Try to make 5, 10, 20 sentences. And when you speak with someone, try to bring those words. I mean, what to say? Knowingly, you have to use those. Deliberately, you have to use. Yes, consciously, you have to use those words. You can't simply write and keep the diary aside. That doesn't work again. Okay, so these things are important for beginners, and the more or less intermediate level speakers, they understand everything, they can comprehend everything, so they don't have to jot down many things. But if they are also listening to some advanced speakers, by the way, then certainly they would use some idioms and phrases, sometimes maybe some fancy words also. So words are to be noted down. That is very important. Then again, for them also, use those things in your sentence. Then this speaking comes by speaking. So as much as they will speak, they will become a better version of themselves. So that is what is required for everyone, every learner. No matter, even advanced speakers also, they also try to add some qualities every day. Yeah, some words, something. So that is what I feel is important. Even you can add certain things for viewers.
If time permits, I would love to add, ma'am. So, ma'am, as you mentioned, that speaking is the ultimate solution, right?
Yes, yes.
No matter
Right.
what you read, what you listen to, but till the time you don't speak, it is not going to work. Now, sometimes you may find learners who come to you and they feel like when you ask them to speak, they find it as a wastage of time, that ma'am is wasting our time. This is also the category what I have come across. So suppose if we ask them to speak with an intention to develop their speaking skills, they feel like that, ma'am, it is a wastage of time. Anyway,
no, that's their misconception actually.
Misconception these this category of learners they hold. At least they should build up that pace. At least they should build up. They should train their muscles a little bit to speak.
Right.
Right?
Yes,
And after that, they can focus on all these things, ma'am, like grammar, vocabulary, sentence structures, everything. But first, train yourself to speak. Just put yourself in that environment. That is one thing I think is really important. Already, people at intermediate level, for them, ma'am, it is really important to work on phrasal verbs. It is really important for them to work on. I don't really like a lot of idioms in our simple day-to-day language, right?
true.
Some days, sometimes when it is required, use it, not every time. So,
And once they are, I mean, intermediate level and above intermediate level, so it's a natural process. Okay. And eventually they will land up using those idioms and phrases also. Because what else they will learn now? Because they have already understood, they can comprehend, they can speak, they have fluency, they have to some extent accuracy also. So what else they are going to learn? So naturally, they will add some more idioms and phrases. And I too consider the same, Vinny, that using just fancy words is not important. I feel that somewhere our communication should be clear, crystal clear to the audience, those who are going to listen to us. Okay, the viewers who are going to watch this. We assume that most of the viewers, those who are going to watch our videos, they would be maybe maximum starting from beginner to maybe above intermediate level learners. I don't think that advanced level speakers are going to entertain our videos or they are going to watch it. So for them, I think this level of speaking would help them where they can feel confident and they can use English in their day-to-day life. That is what is important. And for that only, everybody is dying, actually. Dying, I must say. They are behind this language. That how can I learn it? No matter the age is 70 or 60 or 50 or even school-going children. Like parents are pushing them because they want them to speak fluently. This is their ultimate goal because they could not speak. So they want their children, at least they can.
They want to fill that gap. So, ma'am, as you mentioned, no, there is one thought that's coming to my mind right on time. So, I think this vocabulary, idioms, and phrases, they are just a way to accessorize your language. Like it is like adding ornaments to your speech when you use such fancy idioms and phrases. But just imagine yourself as someone who is not even able to maintain basic hygiene, right? You are not taking bath, you're not having good attire, and you are just in a very messy way. You are in a messy way, and then if you wear these ornaments, how will you look? It is not going to help. Right? So if you have a messier kind of speech where even basics are not on at place or on point, and then you're trying to add those fancy idioms and phrases, it is not going to work. So first, maintain that basic hygiene, maintain that basics, what you need to maintain your personality, and then you add those ornaments.
Right. Then if it is a kind of added advantage, you can say that it looks ornamental and your jewelry really looks fancy. But when tenses are getting wrong and you are using, suppose, one heavy idioms just to show that because you studied yesterday, now today you want to use that idiom. So that doesn't work well. Yes, of course, I too love to listen to those who use idioms and phrases, provided that the other person understands. This is what this is what. Now, who is sitting in front of you, whom you are going to interact today.
Agree. So, ma'am,
it's always nice to share the screen with you, my dear.
I've written 2-3 more questions. I'll be stopping right here, right? Just one question. So that we can wrap this session on a very optimistic note. So, ma'am, the question I have written for you is, I have seen a great zeal and enthusiasm in you that I already mentioned right in the beginning. But what really attracted me towards you and towards your personality is your ambition to work on yourself and groom yourself at this particular age where people just feel like giving up or maybe leading a very laid back life. So how do you motivate yourself to work and stay enthusiastic every day? This is my question.
See, Vinny, the best example is if I don't do all these things, will I get a chance to talk to Vinny?
Not really.
No. Yes. So, see, first thing, because 35 years is a long span of time where I worked these many years. And I can say that I burnt midnight oil those days. And I am such a diligent person that I still want to use my energy in some positive way, some productive way. And because of that, I want to do something. But something happened to be teaching again. So because of that, I love teaching and I am loving to learn these technical things as well. Okay, because this is something which I did not get a chance when I was a child, which you people got it. I did not study computer as a subject. I did not have mobile, laptop, and even TV in my childhood. So all these things are quite new for me. So I'm trying to learn those things. And certainly in the journey of this, I'm learning, I'm enhancing my English, I'm enhancing my confidence. I was a very introvert kind of person. I did not have courage to have eye contact to talk to somebody. Okay. And especially to male people. Okay. Honestly telling you, because I studied in a girls' school, I studied in a girls' college. So I did not get that opportunity. And in the schools where I worked, 95% teachers were female.
Female.
So again, there also I didn't get much opportunity to interact with men. But today, because of this work, I am able to interact with any age, any gender. I don't feel hesitant now. So these are also a kind of learning. Okay, I'm
Absolutely.
learning. I feel myself that I'm a learner. Okay. And when I learn something, honestly telling you, I enjoy. That day I feel, oh, आज मैंने कुछ नया सीखा. So that's how I keep myself energetic, and I think that I must do it. I must do it.
Agree. What a lovely answer you have given, ma'am. So my two questions are still pending, but
We will connect again. We'll
yes,
connect again.
yes. With that hope to finish up those remaining points, we will have to connect again.
Yes, of course.
uh, Powerful words and motivation. I'm sure this particular session, this particular conversation is going to add a lot of value to our learners' life. And I wish
Hope
you,
so.
yes, hopefully, definitely.
Yes.
So let's wrap it up here. It's not just,
Thank
it's
you.
not
Thank you.
the end. Still, there is a
Yes,
lot
yes.
to discuss
Yes, yes. Yes,
some
yes.
other
We
time.
have to go a long way, and still we will connect again and we'll talk many more things.
Yes.
Okay.
Have a great day,
Thank you
ma'am.
so
It
much.
was great
You
being in
too. You too.
conversation with
Enjoy
you.
your day.
Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Thank you. Bye bye,
Have a great
Vinny.
day. Thank you.